YTPC, Buckeye Piper here. Thought I'd do a installment in my growing up in the 80s. Still with the Devil's Ants. Going old school today, doing a little bit of Carter Hall. And it is smoking well. Fantastic. Nice chocolate aroma. Well, chocolate flavor, not aroma. Some nuttiness from the burley. Loving this OMS pipe. Um, Highly recommend. This thing's a beast. Love the Devil's Ants, so. Or Devil Ants. Devil Ants Hatfield. Anyhow, thought I'd do a quick video on growing up 80s. My first concert. And so July 2nd, 1989. I was 16 years old. Was my first concert, and I know that's probably a little late for some folks. Now, let me preface that. First concert I went to by myself. You know, I had seen probably like Chicago and stuff like that at the state fair with my parents, but nothing like what I experienced July 2nd, 1989. Buckeye Lake Music Center, Thornville, Ohio. It was kind of a last minute deal. We were working at McDonald's and me and a friend decided, you know what, let's go. So we went. An awesome lineup. So it was Bullet Boys that opened the show, and then Winger played, then Cinderella played, and Bon Jovi closed the show. So here I am, 16 years old, growing up small town Ohio, really naive to the world, right? First concert, first rock concert. Seen and experienced a lot of things that day. So the first thing I remember is it was hotter than hell. July 2nd, obviously. And we were crammed up near the front of the stage. It was, you know, a general admission kind of deal. So we were up near the front. And just, I remember them squirting water on the crowd, and everybody's hot and sweaty and nasty and miserable. And there was this odor, just this disgusting, pungent, rancid kind of odor. No idea what it was. Later in life, I figured out what it was. And it was the smell of marijuana that's wet and nasty. Personally, I've never partaken. Don't know if I'm missing anything. Don't know anything about it other than the smell. At 16, I had never smelled it. And I just smelled this nastiness. And it was people smoking dope, getting ready for the concert. I mean, all over. So, aside from that, the show starts. Bullet Boys come on. You know, I didn't know much about them. You know, their song Smooth Up In Ya and Hard as a Rock. They did pretty good. Played a small set. Winger came on. Did all their songs, which I knew. Cinderella played, which to this day, Tom Kiefer, for my money, is one of the best vocalists around. And I'm still a huge Cinderella fan, even in my late 40s. And then obviously Bon Jovi just closed the show and rocked the house. So fantastic. You know, some other things I experienced that day. I seen more breasts that day than a 16-year-old boy ought to see in one setting. Chicks all sitting on top of their boyfriend's shoulders, and just everybody lifting their shirt and showing their boobs. All over the place. Again, small town Ohio boy, 16 years old. Don't know much about the world. Just wanted to see a good show. More than I bargained for. More than I bargained for that day. But we had a blast. Again, learned a lot. Learned a lot of the world that day. Exposed to a lot of the world. I had no idea some of the things that occurred at a rock show. So, since then I've been to, gosh, countless shows. Maybe someday I should sit down and write down all the bands I've seen, because I've seen a ton of shows. But that was the first one. So those are the memories of that day. Just the heat, the crowd being crushed up, the rancidness of the people smoking dope, which was crazy. Didn't even know what it was, just knew that it stunk. And then, of course, boobs everywhere you could see. As far as the eye could see, boobs everywhere. And great music, though. So that was my experience, my first concert. I don't wish. I mean, I enjoyed it. That was a great experience. I know I've seen some of you guys talk about, and gals talk about, how you snuck out when you were 12 or 13 and went to see Iron Maiden or something crazy, or Kiss or something like that. Mine was a little different. I was 16, just old enough to drive, just had my license for a while. So my buddy didn't have his license, so I drove. Got us there, parked us. And as they say, the rest is history. So anyhow, would love to hear your first concert experiences. Since this occurred in '89, I'm going to leave this in my Growing Up in the 80s series. But anyhow, drop a link below. What was your first concert? What were some of your memories? That's what I love about this Growing Up 80s series, is we get a lot of good conversation flowing, and it brings up memories of other things. So anyhow, y'all have a great Sunday. Wishing you all the blessings in the world, and stay safe out there. Take care, everybody.